Hi, welcome to Searching for Understanding Study of Putting Together the Gospels. This video is titled Generations of Jesus Christ, the difference between genealogies in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, and it covers Matthew 1, 1 through 17, and Luke 3, 23b through 38. The King James Bible is used for the study, and then it's translated into easier to understand English, so both versions will be shown for comparison. Why are the genealogies different in Matthew and Luke? Matthew follows the genealogy of King David's son Solomon, whereas Luke follows the genealogy of King David's son Nathan. Matthew 1:6 says, David the king was the father of Solomon. Luke 3:31 says Nathan, who was the son of David. If you are new to the Bible or do not know much about King David, Solomon, or Nathan, here is a quick overview including the books of the Bible which have the most events written about them. Who is King David? He was the second king of Israel, main author of Psalms, as a boy slew the giant Goliath, father of both Solomon and Nathan. You can read about King David in the Old Testament books, 1 Samuel, chapters 16 through 30, 2 Samuel, 1 and 2 Kings, 1 and 2 Chronicles, and Ruth 4:22. Who was Solomon? The wisest king ever, reigned after the death of his father King David, author of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon. You can read about King Solomon in the Old Testament books, 1 and 2 Kings, and 1 and 2 Chronicles. Who is Nathan? There is very little documentation about King David's son Nathan in the Bible. Nathan was born in Jerusalem. He had a son named Mattatha, and his mother Bathsheba was also Solomon's mother. Nathan had two more full brothers, many half-brothers, a half-sister named Tamar, and a not specified amount of sisters, both full and half. Bible verses mentioning Nathan are 2 Samuel 5:14, 1 Chronicles 3:5, 14:4, and Luke 3:31. Now, let's look at the two different genealogies side by side for comparison. With these two genealogy charts side by side, you can tell that the timeline in the Gospel of Matthew goes up in time from Abraham to Christ, but the timeline in the Gospel of Luke goes down in time from Jesus to God. Plus these charts, it shows the genealogies a lot easier and how, for some reason, there's more genealogies, more relatives on King David's son Nathan's side than there is on King Solomon's side. Who is Abraham? God gave him all the land of Canaan and told him he will be a father of many nations. These nations include Israel through his son Isaac, and Arab nations through his son Ishmael. Originally, Abraham's name was Abram, and his history starts in Genesis 11:26 and goes clear through Genesis 25:10. Now, with these two charts, by rearranging the timeline in Luke so it goes up in time like Matthew, it makes comparing the generations easier. You can see how Luke goes from God down to Thara, but then starting with Abraham to King David, that generation is all the same. And then, of course, with them splitting from Solomon and Nathan, the rest until Joseph and Jesus are different. So Luke starts with God, then in 22 generations reaches Abraham, where Matthew's timeline begins. From Abraham to King David is 14 generations, which is same in both timelines. After King David, Matthew has 14 generations and Luke has 20 generations until Babylonians attack and take away captives. In Matthew, there are 14 generations, beginning with those born in captivity with Salathiel, until Christ. I'm guessing the additional generation adds Christ because Jesus wasn't Christ until after he became baptized. In the New Testament, after a person is baptized, they get a new name, and because they are a new person. Luke has 21 generations from captivity to Jesus. When trying to find the relatives of Jesus in the Old Testament of the Bible, it can be very challenging because the Old Testament is written in Hebrew and the New Testament is written in Greek, so many names in the Gospels are spelled differently. For example, Noe is Noah. The following charts are for extra studying on your own if interested. They list the relatives of Jesus and have some verses in the Bible where they can be found. I needed help, so I used the New Strong's Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible because some people have more than one name, which was very confusing. So if there's an error, I apologize. Okay, this is the first page of the charts, and it covers Luke's God down through Abraham. You can print out these charts, you can pause the video and look up the Bible verses and the people, because there are many good stories in the Old Testament which a lot of us miss from not reading it, and so you might find something really interesting by checking out these people. Okay, the previous chart was God to Abraham. Now this chart is Abraham down to King David with Nathan and Solomon, and so you can find all the different stories about these people, and then the rest of Nathan's genealogy is found in Luke 3:23 through 38, since there's nothing much about Nathan in the Bible. Now this chart is King David through Zerubbabel after they have been taken to Babylon. And so after then the rest of Solomon's genealogy is found in Matthew 1 verses 2 through 17. There's a lot of interesting stories with these kings and people from the Old Testament if you want to read about them and learn some interesting Jewish history. Here's some extra interesting info. Nathan and Solomon have the same mother, Bathsheba, or as she's most often called, Bathsheba, and that's 1 Chronicles 3:5. And if interested in reading the story about Solomon's mother, King David, and Uriah, it can be found in 2 Samuel 11:1 through 12:24. Now it's time for me to read the genealogies, so if you don't want to listen to me reading names, please like, share, and subscribe before leaving this video. Hope it was educational to you, and you have a blessed day. The Generations from Abraham to Christ by King David's son Solomon. The book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob was the father of Judas and his brothers. Judas was the father of Phares and Zara of Thamar. Phares was the father of Ezram. Ezram was the father of Aram. Aram was the father of Abinadab. Abinadab was the father of Nason. Nason was the father of Salmon. Salmon was the father of Booz of Rochab. Booz was the father of Obed of Ruth. Obed was the father of Jesse. Jesse was the father of King David. King David was the father of Solomon, with her who was married to Uriah. Solomon was the father of Rehoboam. Rehoboam was the father of Abijah. Abijah was the father of Asa. Asa was the father of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat was the father of Jehoram. Jehoram was the father of Ozias. Ozias was the father of Joatham. Joatham was the father of Achaz. Achaz was the father of Hezekiah. Hezekiah was the father of Manasseh. Manasseh was the father of Ammon. Ammon was the father of Josias. And Josias was the father of Jeconiah and his brothers about the time they were carried away to Babylon. After they were brought to Babylon, Jeconias was the father of Salathiel. Salathiel was the father of Zorobabel. Zorobabel was the father of Abiud. Abiud was the father of Eliakim. Eliakim was the father of Azor. Azor was the father of Sadok. Sadok was the father of Akim. Akim was the father of Eliad. Eliad was the father of Eleazar. Eleazar was the father of Mathan. Mathan was the father of Jacob. Jacob was the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ. And Christ means anointed or Messiah. All the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations. From David until the carrying away into Babylon are 14 generations. From the carrying away into Babylon until Christ are 14 generations. Now, here are the generations from Jesus to God by King David's son Nathan. Everyone thought that Jesus was the son of Joseph, who was the son of Heli, who was the son of Mathat, who was the son of Levi, who was the son of Melchi, who was the son of Janah, who was the son of Joseph, who was the son of Mattathias, who was the son of Amos, who was the son of Nahum, who was the son of Esli, who was the son of Negi, who was the son of Math, who was the son of Mattathias, who was the son of Semei, who was the son of Joseph, who was the son of Judah, who was the son of Joanna, who was the son of Risa, who was the son of Zorobabel, who was the son of Salathiel, who was the son of Neri, who was the son of Melchi, who was the son of Addi, who was the son of Cosam, who was the son of Elmodam, who was the son of Er, who was the son of Hosea, who was the son of Eleazar, who was the son of Joram, who was the son of Mathat, who was the son of Levi, who was the son of Simeon, who was the son of Judah, who was the son of Joseph, who was the son of Jonan, who was the son of Eliakim, who was the son of Maliah, who was the son of Menon, who was the son of Mattatha, who was the son of Nathan, who was the son of David, who was the son of Jesse, who was the son of Obed, who was the son of Buz, who was the son of Salmon, who was the son of Nason, who was the son of Abinadab, who was the son of Aram, who was the son of Ezram, who was the son of Pharez, who was the son of Judah, who was the son of Jacob, who was the son of Isaac, who was the son of Abraham, who was the son of Thara, who was the son of Nachor, who was the son of Zerach, who was the son of Regah, who was the son of Phalec, who was the son of Heber, who was the son of Salah, who was the son of Canaan, who was the son of Arphaxad, who was the son of Sem, who was the son of Noe, who was the son of Lamech, who was the son of Methuselah, who was the son of Enoch, who was the son of Jared, who was the son of Melalel, who was the son of Canaan, who was the son of Enos, who was the son of Seth, who was the son of Adam, who was the son of God. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I was successful in creating an interesting video on the genealogy of Jesus. So if you liked it, please thumbs up, share, and subscribe, and have a blessed day.